It was
Oh,
specifically
okay.
with shout out to Joel Berger, who was the youth director at the time, and I remember we had dinner afterwards, and I remember going up to you and introducing myself. I remember there were so many firsts in that conversation, right? Which we can get into, which people can, hear. Obviously, go into books and other things that already exist out there in the world about you that we don't necessarily have to repeat. But I remember that was the first time having someone in this environment talk about self care, about self love. It was the first time I've ever heard someone talk about HIV and AIDS in this environment, especially to teenagers. It was the first, you are the first person that I've met living with HIV. And at 15, 16 years old, this was something that wasn't typically in the bubble.
Well, it was also the early 90s, so it was the
Yeah.
height of the epidemic. It was before the introduction to or of antiretrovirals and combination therapy that effectively works now. So it was a time in the world, or certainly in this country, where meeting somebody with HIV meant that you may never see them again because it was
Yeah.
not as treatable and manageable as it is now. So I think my presence in your life and certainly in the lives of the others who were there, just to be the first person they met with HIV, had a lot bigger of an impact because of the stakes that were so much higher back then. And I'm
Yeah.
happy to say, decades later, of course, we know that HIV is manageable and we have ways to keep people alive a long time, and also tremendous new ways to get people to not get infected at all in the first place if the information was out there. But back then, it was a big deal to meet somebody with HIV and to
Yeah.
for me to reveal my status. But
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember singing that, like, because I remember when I talked to you, I literally remember this. And it was upstairs in the youth lounge, right in the school building, because you spoke in the sanctuary, and then we went next door to the school building. And I remember at the end of our conversation, we hugged. And, right, talk about fear, talk about stigma, that what you don't know. And I think this is, still apropos today with how afraid we are of other people for any number of reasons. And to see someone going through what at that time going through and sharing your story and love with us, and seeing this as a regular person, this is a regular guy, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's these stigmas that society, that it wasn't even put on me, but that we carried, even if it wasn't put on me, can easily be broken for good.